Today I'll be taking you on a ship inspection of the Ruby Princess. Let's go and see what she's all about. For anyone that catches the train into Sydney Circular Quay, you'll know how amazing it is to see your ship come front and centre when you pull out of the tunnel on the train. So it's always a good sight to see. You'll see these screens located all around Ruby Princess, and this is the new Ocean Medallion technology. So it shows you where you are, what's around, what's happening. You can find your friends on there. It's fantastic. So we start with deck 7, and this is one of the main decks that has most of the lounges and bars and showroom theatre. And so this is the Wheelhouse Bar. So it's a nautical themed bar, and it's a princess staple. It has very warm and inviting furnishings and a fantastic cocktail menu. There's nothing quite like a fruity cocktail to get started on a cruise. So this is now the Medallion Center on deck 7. So this is where you can find all of your accessories for your medallion when you're on board Ruby Princess. There's a whole range. You can have necklaces or sports bands. You can have cards, wristbands. So there's a whole range of things. These are optional extras that you can choose to purchase when you're on board. Heading towards the back of deck 7, you come into Club Fusion. This show lounge has a bar, lots of intimate seating areas, and a big stage where they actually do the Voice of the Ocean production on Princess Cruises. So here is where you'll hear your fellow passengers belting out a few tunes, and it is one of the most popular programs on Princess, and you'll often find that at the conclusion, the grand finale, they will be packed. So good idea to get there early for the grand finale. Next up, we hit one of the specialty restaurants on board Ruby Princess, which is Share by Curtis Stone. So this is a space that is positioned at the aft of the ship, and it is designed so beautifully that you will feel like you're at home. There are many intimate tables for two. There are also larger spaces for groups of family and friends to share as well. And you have a lovely view out if you're at one of the windows to look towards the aft of the ship. The menu at Share is Italian cuisine, and it's designed to be shared with your table mates. It looks really fantastic, and you can check it out on the Princess website, and you can see a sample of the type of offering that they have at this restaurant. Our tour guide did tell us that this restaurant is actually designed and modeled on Curtis's own home. So a lot of the decor and the design elements have come from his own personal collection. Heading out of Share, we go to Bar Adagio. So this is one of the bars that is very popular on Princess. It's a lovely, intimate space, very warm and inviting, and this is a great spot to go. They do often have different sort of events on here as well, so you can keep an eye out for that. It is possibly something that you would miss if you didn't explore the ship, so make sure that you get up there and have a look. The Aft Terrace on Ruby Princess. This is one of my favorite parts of this ship. It is absolutely incredible. You have a pool, you have ample deck chairs and seating, there's a bar, you have very quick direct access to the buffet just behind the pool area. There are a number of decks and levels that you can sort of spill out onto and just enjoy the sunshine and days at sea. It's a really lovely space. It's one of my favorite parts of this ship class on Princess. Heading up a deck, we then walk into Skywalkers. So this is the nightclub on board Princess ships that a lot of you, if you're familiar with Princess, will be familiar with Skywalkers. So it is a unique space. The design inside is psychedelic, maybe you could say, possibly. A little bit different and unique. So I think when the lights are all down and flashing and the music's playing and you have a couple of drinks, perhaps it looks a lot better, but it's definitely a fun space. So when you're having a night out, this is where you'll likely be enjoying some tunes and a dance. When we head down a deck, we actually reach the buffet. So this is what I was saying you could access from the back of the ship at that aft pool area, and it's known as Horizon Court on Princess. So it's mirrored on both sides of the ship. We're currently on one side, and you can see as we walk past, there's an entry point, and then there are islands that house different types of food, and breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be served here, as well as in between snacks and things like afternoon tea. So there's always plenty to go around, lots of seating as well, and the seating also extends out onto the midship pool deck areas as well. So there's lots of spaces. You might just have to make sure you move around to find a seat if you can't find one in that actual buffet area, because there are plenty of places to go. So here you can see that once you've exited the Horizon Court heading towards the center of the ship, you actually reach the Movies Under the Stars screen, as well as another pool, as well as seating for the buffet and the bar. So plenty of space, plenty of places to enjoy. Heading up the stairs and facing towards the Movies Under the Stars screen, you can actually see where you would perhaps be lying down and enjoying a movie at night under the stars. It's a really unique and wonderful experience on Princess. They cover the deck chairs with blankets. They have covers for the chairs that say Movies Under the Stars. It's a very luxurious experience. It's very fun. If you've been on a Princess cruise, you probably have given it a go, and if you haven't, you definitely have to give it a go. It's a nice way to enjoy a night on the ship if you want a little bit of a quieter one, and just to enjoy some time on deck watching a movie. Down on deck 15 again, we walk towards midship and come across the brand new Slice Pizzeria and Coffee and Cones. So this area is a great spot to pick up a snack during the day. If you're by the pool, you don't feel like getting something from the buffet area, you can just quickly duck over here or use your Ocean Medallion app to order it to your seat. but otherwise you can just quickly duck over here, get a complimentary slice of pizza and a complimentary ice cream cone. Then there are some things that you can pay for, like ice cream sandwiches and some specialty coffees and frappes. Further midship, we reach the pool. So this is one of the main pools on board. It's generally where they'll host the sail away party, and a lot of the activities that happen on the pool deck will happen in this section here. So there's plenty of space, as you can see, an abundance of lounge chairs and deck chairs, and the pool is really quite large. Walking further forward, we reach the mix bar, which is the pool bar. So this is where you'll be getting your drinks for your pool day. Next up is the Salty Dog Grill. So this is where you can get burgers, tacos, loaded fries, grilled chicken sandwiches, hot dogs, and they're all complimentary. There are also a couple of burger options that are paid for that are more specialized. Up to deck 16 and we come across Tradewinds Bar. So this is a nice bar as it's positioned above the pool deck, and you can spend a nice day there enjoying the vibe and having a few drinks. Walking inside the ship from the Tradewinds Bar area brings you directly into the spa, the salon, the adult sanctuary, the gym, and the sanctuary pool, which we'll take a look at all of that now. So this area is known as the Lotus Spa on Princess, and this is the salon section. So here you can have your hair done, your nails done, other treatments done as well. And it's part of the bigger wellness section of the Princess Cruises fleet. Walking out past the Salon, you now reach the Lotus Spa Fitness Center. So this area is really well equipped. You have free weights, weight machines, cross trainers, treadmills, bikes. There are also group fitness classes, cycle classes, Zumba, yoga. Some of those have a fee, and Princess have done that to keep the numbers down. So if you choose to do that, there might be a fee. You just need to check on board. Once you're on board, it will tell you in your Princess Patta or on your Ocean Medallion app. Heading further around, we come to the spa section. So this is where you'll have your treatments done if you choose to have a massage or a couples massage. They also do body wraps, seaweed massage, acupuncture services. So there's a whole range of things that you can choose once you're on board, and this is the area where that will be done. Downstairs, we come across the thermal suite. So this is a collection of rooms and spaces that offer different varieties of heat, steam, mist, aromatherapy rooms, warm stone beds. So this is a place where you can definitely unwind and relax. There is a fee for this, and they will tell you on board what that fee is, and you can choose to pay for access for your entire cruise if you wish. Walking out of the spa and into the middle courtyard area, you actually reach this pool. And this is a really well kept secret in some ways, because a lot of people don't know that everyone can access it. Because of its position underneath the sanctuary, which is a paid for area that we'll explore in a moment, people think that this is part of that, and it isn't. So feel free to go there and use it on your cruise. It's a lovely spot, it's well sheltered from the wind, and it gives you a great place to relax away from some of the crowds that might be in the midship areas. The sanctuary on Princess is located just above the Lotus Spa, and this area is a fee access area. So you need to pay about $20 to access a morning session or an afternoon session. And what that $20 entitles you to is access to this area. It's adults only, it's very low key. You have some drinks and snacks that are included. They're all quite healthy. You also have access to the Lotus Spa services like massages in this area. So you can book for a massage and have it done up here as part of your time in that space. It's a very relaxing area, very serene. The furniture is very comfortable. It doesn't get particularly busy, so if you're looking to get away from everyone else, this is a nice little treat to enjoy for a sea day. There are some days when the ship is sailing in an area that's particularly scenic that they'll have a package available for passengers to buy that will give you usage of this space while the ship is sailing in. So you have a great view forward, and they'll offer some sort of additional amenities for your fee. So that might be some drinks or some food that will tie in with that entire experience. So just make sure you keep an eye out on your Princess Padder on board or your Ocean Medallion app to stay up to date with all of that while you're on the ship. Going back down, we go to the Deck 7 Princess Theatre. So this is the main theatre on board where the production shows are held, and it is quite spacious and large. There's plenty of seating. I still recommend that if there's a show that you wish to see or you really want to see, get there early. Try and get there at least half an hour beforehand. Order yourself a drink, settle in, and enjoy the show when it starts. The seating also includes a little table that you can pull out to rest your drink on, so just keep that in mind because it's not immediately obvious that that's a thing. Walking out of the Princess Theatre onto Deck 7, we come across the Wheelhouse Bar, which also contains another specialty dining venue, which is called the Salty Dog Gastropub. And this has a per person cover charge and gives you access to some pub favourites. So great little place to check out one night on your cruise. Further aft, we come into the Piazza. So the Piazza is the Princess Atrium, and it's the main hub of activity on board the ship. And you'll see that it is very Italian in its design. Lots of columns, marble stairs. It's very fancy, and it's a nice place to be during the day, especially if the weather outside isn't too favorable. There will often be live music in the Piazza. It's also where some of the events and activities will be held. So it's a great place to just soak up the atmosphere of being on a cruise. Crooner's Bar is one of the most desired locations on the ship, and you'll find that this is definitely one of the more popular places of an evening. So get in there and have a drink. Making our way down to Deck 6 via the staircase, we come across a series of shops that are accessible during the cruise on sea days. There's also the Gatsby Casino and guest services. Deck 5 is the base of the Piazza, and this is where one of the most popular places on most princess ships is located, and that's the International Cafe. So especially in the morning, you'll find that everyone tends to gravitate towards this area to start their day. Here you'll find barista-made coffees and a selection of complimentary snacks. So there are soups, sandwiches, and dessert items, as well as ice creams for $1.50 per scoop, which is pretty good value. This entire area is just a lovely place to really sit back and relax and enjoy the start of your day. So a lot of people watching can be done here, and being the main hub, it's generally where people will meet before dinner, as the restaurants are located generally off this space as well. So it's a lovely spot. There will be musical performances, dancing, and other activities held in this area as well. And the great thing about it is that there are many vantage points, so you can watch things from decks 6 and 7 above, so everyone gets a good view. We finished our ship inspection with the lunch held in the Da Vinci dining room, which is one of 3 main dining rooms on board the Ruby Princess. The dining room that you'll be in will depend on what sort of dining option you've chosen. There are early sittings, late sittings, and anytime dining sittings. So depending on which of those you've chosen will determine which restaurant you'll be in. So that was the tour of Ruby Princess, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. For me, I had a great day on the Ruby Princess. I think she's a fantastic ship. I really like the intimate spaces that are throughout the ship in the various lounges, the restaurants, the bars. There are so many places on board that you can really just enjoy cruising. And I think Princess do that really well. And this particular class of ship is one of my favorites. I think that they do a fantastic job of giving you a sense of space, but without feeling like you're on a mega ship. By today's standards, they're not some of the biggest ships afloat, but they're certainly large. I just think that in comparison to some of the other ships around, say from companies like Royal Caribbean, the Princess ships are aimed towards a more mature cruiser, someone that is probably less interested in fun park sort of things and amenities of that nature, and is more interested in soaking up the atmosphere of being at sea, which I tend to be part of that group. I like that sense of really feeling like I'm on the ocean and taking advantage of that. Ruby Princess has 4 pools on board, and by today's standards, that's a lot. They're all accessible to everyone, so it's not as though there's one just for suite guests or anything like that. There's also a huge range of spaces to lounge about on deck. So that's a really nice feeling to be able to go on board and actually feel like you can get away from a crowd if you want to, or be right in the middle of it if you want to. So it's really nice to have the choice with so many spaces around. A particular shout out to that rear terraced area, which is such a nice spot to really enjoy the wake view, have a swim. There's a bar behind you. The buffet's right there behind you as well. So you could really have an entire day out there on that Aft Terrace and just enjoy it. A really great ship. Ocean Medallion technology that's on board. This is the first time it's been down under, so this is a debut for us down here. I am actually really envious of anyone that's getting on board. I want to get on board and play with that and enjoy all of those technological perks. So I think the fact that you can order something wherever you are on board and have it delivered to you, whether it's a drink or a snack, that is fantastic. To be able to find members in your group as well. If you're separated, you can find each other. It's just such great technology, and I look forward to being able to play around with that very soon, I hope. What else to say about it? I think it's a fantastic ship. So if you're booked on it, well done. If you're not, please feel free to reach out to me and I can find you a cruise on Ruby Princess and get you on board and sailing with all of the wonderful features of the cruise line of Princess. So feel free to reach out to me on social media at The Cruise and Travel Guy, and you can also head to my website, thecruiseandtravelguy.com.au, where I will say that you can book your own cruises as well, and there are some fantastic deals, packages, all available on my website. So have a look through, and if you have any questions or need any assistance, reach out, feel free. I'm always here to help and have a chat about cruising and travel in general. Thanks for watching, happy cruising, and see you again soon.